Konadu. I went to this university as well. And just to start off, I want to ask you a question. What would the world look like if everyone had a first-class degree? Just think about that for a sec. You don't necessarily have to answer. But just think about it. What exactly would the world look like if everyone had a first-class degree? The answer is, the world will look exactly the same as it is now. Because a first-class degree, essentially, is a piece of paper. If anything, all it validates is the fact that you can probably read a lot of books in a short space of time. Or you can add up numbers really well if you did maths. The first-class degree itself means nothing. And I know because I have one. The person behind the first-class degree, now that means absolutely everything. Right. So what you're going to get from this talk today is essentially 3 superpowers that helped me get through university. Now let me give you a little bit of a context of what I mean. So essentially my university experience started in this very room in 2011. First year, is a bit of a doddle. You go out, you go Casbah, you get pissed, you get about 41% and then you get on with it. You come back in second year and you have this lecture and you hear from professionals, you hear from people who have gone on to do amazing things, and then you think to yourself, what am I going to do with my life? And that's how I left this room. As soon as I left, I realized to myself, I need to figure out what I'm going to do. So my first port of call was, there is no way that I am finishing university without experience. Because the vision that I had in mind, whenever somebody would talk about being a graduate, the vision that would come to mind when I close my eyes is a really, really long road, a big long road, full of graduates, cap and gown, with their little university certificate with the red bow. And I would always think to myself, if this road is full of university graduates and we're all getting degrees, how the hell am I going to be different? We've all done it, whether it's 4 years, 3 years, we've all done it, we've all got the degree, got the t-shirt. What is going to make me different? And that was it. From there, I had a goal. From there, every single day I woke up in my second year of university, I knew that there was no way I was finishing without experience. That gave me the motivation. That gave me a goal to pursue. Every time I would finish a lecture, there was no debate on my mind as to where I was going. I was going straight to the library to apply for internships, prospective cover letters, filling out application forms, going to networking events in London, coming back up to Coventry to go to lectures. I did everything I could. It got so bad that I contemplated starting my own business with my business partner and doing an internship for myself, just so I wouldn't have to come back to university. So remember I said the 3 superpowers. The first one was the power of why. Everything you do in your life, you have to have a why. I had my why. That long road with the university graduates, that was my why. In this world, you have to do the work to get the power. The second thing is the power of the universe. Now, I know it sounds a bit crazy and, it sounds like I'm going to start preaching to you about Buddhism, but the power of the universe works, and it's true. When you get up and you work towards a goal, the universe, I think Will Smith said it in an interview, the universe moves like water to help you achieve your goals. Now, let me give you a little example of this. So it's August, everybody's moving back up to university, and me, I have nothing, but I'm applying for internship, I'm going to networking events, and I talk about the power of the universe. A friend of a friend, who I don't even speak to that much, got a message on Facebook to say, look, I work for the Commonwealth, bearing in mind I studied international relations and politics, so I wanted to work in the field of sport and international relations. So this woman who works for the Commonwealth all of a sudden messages my friend to say, oh, I know your friend Carl is interested in doing sports and IR, we're doing an event, tell him to come. Now, this is the difference between somebody who wants something and somebody who has a why. Somebody who wants something gets up, dresses smart, goes to the event, and gets a few business cards. Somebody who has a why creates a LinkedIn profile, researches every single person that is on that agenda, looks at all of the subjects and makes sure he's got a background into them, and turns up. When I turned up in that room, every single person there was my competition, because I had a why, and I knew exactly what I came for. Randomly, the woman that was running that event, again, emailed me and said, look, we have got some funding from the British Council to run a sport and intercultural dialogue event for young people in Glasgow. We need an intern/project manager. Are you interested? Remember I said the power of the universe. So, long story short, I went, I did the internship. Bearing in mind, I did this internship for free. I worked for free for a whole year. Now, remember I said, do the work, get the power. Some people have the mentality that I'm going into a place, but they need to pay me or they need to give me something in order to get my best. In this world, you give your best, the power of the universe will pay you back. I did an internship for free for a whole year. It started off with an event in Glasgow. A couple months later, that turned into an event in Uganda. I did the Commonwealth Local Government Forum. A couple months later, that turned into the event in Sri Lanka. I did the Commonwealth Youth Forum. And bearing in mind, I'm working for an international organization. So I've got all these amazing experiences. Remember I discussed the power of why, the power of the universe. So now I'm coming back to university, and one thing that I firmly believe in is the fact that once you see results, it becomes an addiction. I now know what it feels like to go out and graft, literally go to the library every day, go to networking events, speak to anyone I can in the sports industry and get something out of it. When I'm coming back to university after having all those experiences, I want it again. When you do something good, yeah, and you get a result out of it, your body releases hormones to say, do that again, I liked that. It's called endorphins. Now, I get back to university, what do you think my next goal was? To get a first-class degree. And again, like I said, it's not about the degree, but it's about doing something that in your mind at one point you weren't capable of. It's about proving to yourself that you can achieve anything you want in this life. I came back to university with an unfathomable belief and desire to achieve that first-class degree. Ask anyone that you speak to. And this is the third power, the power of visualization. I would speak to my friends every single day and tell them that it's almost as if every time I wake up in the morning, I can see first written on the wall. Literally, I'm talking about the big fancy one with the ST next to it. It's like somebody had tattooed it under my eyelids every single day. When people were going home after lectures, I was going to the library. When people were going back to London to work, I was going to meet with my lecturers. I wanted it so bad. Remember I said the power of why? Remember I said the power of the universe? And now the power of visualization. It is so important in this world to write your goals down. Write them down. Visualize them. See them every day. If you go to my home in London, on the right you've got my 5 life goals. On the left you've got a vision board. A vision board that's got a Range Rover, it's got a big house, it's got the power of the universe. I love traveling. You have to see what you want in life. If you want a first-class degree, tell yourself, I'm going to achieve that. Visualize yourself getting that first-class degree. Visualize yourself pursuing a career in politics, in international relations, in whatever it might be. You have to see that. You have to want it. Now, ultimately, I've given you the 3 superpowers. You do an internship, you get a first-class degree, you then turn around to yourself and say, what's next? And for me, this is it. When I was 8 years old, I turned around to my mum and I said to her, Mum, I want to be a priest. Obviously, you can imagine my mum was like, what the hell is this little kid talking about? I think what I meant by when I said that was I wanted to speak to people. I remember being young and visualizing a priest standing at the top of the altar and speaking to people and her words being powerful. And I wanted to do that. I'm in a position where I read books, I listen to audiobooks, I speak to mentors. I want to be able to use my words to empower people. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. Now I've got another goal to chase. It's so important to wake up with a goal every single day in your life. Lo and behold, a couple months ago, I got an email inviting me to do a TEDx talk. I went to the Women in Whitehall's event and I did a TED talk in front of about 500 women from various professions, and now it's on YouTube for you to download and see. But remember I said the power of why. My next goal is to speak at every single university in the UK in the year 2016. These are the 3 superpowers. I want you to take this with you. But before I go, I want to leave you with a couple gems. Number 1, I know you've got a lot of textbooks to read, but read books. Read books that interest you. Read books about entrepreneurs. Read books about people that you would love to be your mentor. Having a mentor is such an important thing, but people don't realize the mentors that you want that seem as if they're so far away from you, they're right in front of you. You can read Richard Branson's autobiography. You can listen to his videos on YouTube. You can listen to his books via audiobook. Anything you want in this world, you have to go and create. And that is one of them. That's another thing. Read books. Another thing. Be proactive. Remember I said the power of the universe. The universe will not move in the form that you want it to unless you're up and you're out there. I wouldn't have got that opportunity if I wasn't at that networking event. And just going to that networking event didn't give me the opportunity. Going to the networking event, prepared, having a profile on everyone, dressed smart, following up the email contacts. You have to want it. When you want it, it shows. The universe will work in your power. So those are the 3 things I want to leave you with today. Like I said, my goal is to work and to inspire a generation around the whole of the UK throughout 2016. If you're on Twitter, follow me. I've got my website that I create a blog on, and I just want to use my words to help people that were in my position. Remember I said my university experience started in this very room. When I left this room, I had a why. Thank you very much.